have not seen season 4, episode 10, entitled Inmates, turn this video off. If you don't want something spoiled, just walk away from your tablet, cell phone, PC.
Do it.
Because we're going to spoil it for you.
We're going to spoil it.
We are.
Spoiler. Hey everyone, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jessica.
And we are...
Dead Girls.
Yay!
This is episode 10 in season 4, and it opens up with Beth and Daryl.
Yep, and what is it? Beth is like narrating, like you could hear what she's writing in her journal, like they're letting you hear what she's written, I guess. Yeah,
she's going back as far as, you know, Lori's pregnancy. She talks about Lori being pregnant, and the prison being, you know, the possibility of the prison being a good place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
I slept in my own bed, you know,
right.
And it's so funny, the things that you take for granted.
Yeah.
One of the things that she said that I found really interesting was it's sometimes it's easier just to be afraid.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty neat, because that's what kind of what you and I were talking about last week with how Carl felt about his father.
Right.
You know, he almost got a little too comfortable being in the prison and lost his edge.
Yep.
Spending too much time being Farmer Rick, and I kind of feel like, I don't know, Beth felt the same way.
Yep, I agree.
And it's funny, what we said last week we were going to do was we were going to start each episode of Two Dead Girls talking about who we felt the episode was based around. And I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite episodes, probably of season 4, because it touches on everybody. But it does it in such a way that you don't feel like, I don't know, I didn't feel like I was jumbled or like jumped around.
Right.
What do you think?
Okay, so that being said, who was your favorite person? Who stood out for you in this episode? Because they touched on so many people.
Oh gosh, who was my favorite person? That's a hard question. Who was my favorite person? I'd say Judith.
All right.
I don't know. Everybody was so great.
Yeah.
My heart breaks for Mika.
Yeah.
I think emotionally, the person that I felt for the most was Mika.
Right.
Because, you know, her big sister should be her safe place to fall, and she's just surrounded by crazy.
Right.
And I just feel bad for this kid, you know.
I agree. Yep.
How about you? Who was your standout character of the episode?
I think my favorite person this episode was Maggie. You saw a different side of Maggie, I feel like. So, and I really, I don't know. She wanted to see who was in that bus so bad.
She was determined.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, so that was my favorite person. But I think, so I did like how they went in groups and showed where everybody's at. That was one thing that I did like. But I don't think that they touched on certain people more than others. Like, I would have liked to seen a little more of Beth and Daryl. Like, what's going on with them? Where are they? You saw that they passed the spot where the rabbits were. So you know that them and Tyrese and the girls are in the same vicinity somewhat, you know, somewhat.
Very close.
Yes.
They're very close to one another.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like Daryl has a lot less patience for Beth because she seems to be doing a lot of complaining.
She is. She's complaining a lot, but I like his approach of letting her sort things out on her own.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we both agree, and I think everybody watching agrees that Daryl's comment about how far Faith got Herschel.
Right. That was mean.
Definitely, you know.
That was a low blow.
Unnecessary. It was a low blow, but like even when she was crying over the shoe, which we were just talking about, like whose shoe was that? Why did it spark like such a fire inside of her to you know, hit that emotional wall? He just walked away. He glanced back, and he's like, "No, I'm just going to keep walking. She's got to sort this out on her own."
Yep. I do have to give her some props though, because I've never seen her kill a walker before, and she got that walker in the head with a knife pretty good. She looked like a pro.
She was really confident that she could track too. She's like, "Oh,
Yep.
You're not going to track? I'm going to go out in the darkness by myself and
Exactly.
track." It's
Crazy,
like,
crazy. So
time to put out this nice warm fire and get up and go follow Beth.
exactly. He's like, oh God. So Beth and Daryl's little cameo on the show. Their first little section ended with Beth talking in her journal again, and something I remembered and wrote down that she said was that we aren't going to die.
Right.
So she's pretty, I don't know if it's her writing it to make herself feel better or if she's writing it and really believing it.
Yeah, I don't know, but she should tell that to the buzzards that have been flying overhead the entire episode. They're fairly certain that, yes, you are going to die.
Yeah, that's funny. Sorry, Beth. Yeah. No, and also we do have to say there was no signs of chemistry between Daryl and Beth whatsoever.
I'm grateful for this.
Yes.
I thought that the producers were gonna take us on some kind of some weird journey that Jessica would not approve of.
Yeah. Lots of people would not approve of that. So
Daryl don't like Beth too much, I don't think.
So the next people we run into, or the people that we see, are Tyrese, Libby, Judith,
Mika, and Tyrese.
So interesting that Tyrese has become like this father figure now, and he's kind of like he's keeping these girls alive essentially.
First of all, I have to say something. Tyrese, and it was funny because on Talking Dead, Jim Gaffigan said something about, maybe Tyrese needs a baby Bjorn because he doesn't know how to hold a baby. My husband and I were cracking up because in the mid-season finale, when all hell's breaking loose, Tyrese is behind a pole that's like this wide, and he's hiding behind it, shooting. And I'm like, Tyrese, you are a big dude. You're not going to be able to hide behind a little tiny telephone pole. My husband's like, if Tyrese can't shoot a gun, he's not going to know how to hold a baby. Give the baby to one of the girls to take care of him. But we all know how well that went down.
That's funny. But when he turned around and I saw Judith, I was so excited. I was like, oh, Judith. Like, it was just exciting. Like, I knew she was alive. I just didn't know who she was with. And it was just nice to see her.
It was nice to see her. I don't know why we didn't even mention this to you guys yet. We recorded our reactions to certain, we left our cameras running throughout the entire show. So we're just going to show you our reactions to a few of the scenes. And this is one of the scenes.
Yeah.
You'll notice from mine that I'm not extremely surprised because I kind of had it in the back of my mind. I knew that Mika and Lizzie were with Tyrese, and somewhere in my head I kind of thought that Judith was with them.
So here's our reactions to seeing Judith for the first time since the mid-season finale.
Yep, Judith, yep.
Further.
Yes, Judith. So that was that, and I was excited to see Judith. I mean, it's nice to see the baby made it.
Yes.
And
I have to say something though.
What?
Lizzie cutting apart those rabbits.
The rabbits.
The rabbits.
I have the
Oh,
rabbits.
she has a prop.
The rabbits. But this rabbit's not cut apart.
Poor rabbit.
Yeah, Lizzie has some issues. I agree with you on that one.
The velveteen rabbit. But she could have used them for food.
Yes.
Like, why didn't she say, Tyrese, there are two beautiful rabbits here. I have just skinned them and let's put them on the fire.
She was just cutting them for pleasure, yes.
She just did it to did it.
Yeah.
She did it to did it.
Yeah. So when Mika runs off, and they chase her and she's scared, I feel bad for her, as, that's her sister figure that she has to look up to, and this girl is clearly not right.
She's got nowhere to turn. There's crazy around every corner, and the one family member that she has left is like, the leader of the pack of crazy. Little tiny Lizzie Borden.
So then Tyrese runs off, or Tyrese hears the screaming, and he leaves the girls back to back with the baby in the forest.
That was a fantastic idea.
Right, because this is genius, right? No. But when Libby tries to quiet the baby and put her hand over the mouth, that was a little disturbing.
That was terrible.
It was a lot disturbing. But
that was terrible because she had her eyes closed and she was almost like, and poor Mika didn't even know what was going on behind her because the walkers are coming right at her and she's got she tried.
Okay, so here's my question. That being said, they showed somebody watching them through the bushes who we know now is Carol. I'm so excited to see Carol. Were you excited to see Carol?
I was so excited.
This girl, it was like she saw like a long lost family member. You know what?
Why are you embarrassing me like this?
I'm just gonna
show now.
I'm just gonna insert the clips of how we both reacted when we saw Carol because it's too good. You can't even explain it. So here we go.
Please don't make fun of me. I'm in a very sensitive state, subscribers.
Okay, that's gone.
What? Who is it? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm so happy! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, I'm so happy!
Carol! There she is. That is awesome. So that was our reaction to Carol, and we were both very happy to see her, like it was our family member. Jessica was in tears.
I'm sorry for the potato chips. I had no idea that they were going to be doing this to me at that point. I thought it was a good time to stuff a potato chip in my mouth.
Oh my God.
That's so unladylike.
But back to my point now, I said somebody was watching through the bushes, the girls. I'm wondering if Carol saw Libby doing that or not. Because they didn't show that, but they show Carol just magically appears and walks up to Tyrese with the girls. So I'm wondering if Carol saw her do that or not.
Well, I'm gonna throw this out here because this is something that you and I talked about before we even started talking about, starting this channel. I think Carol knows a lot of things that Lizzie does, and she's pretty good at covering up for Lizzie. In fact, I don't think that Carol killed Tyrese's girlfriend and the other person in the prison that was sick. I really feel that Lizzie did this, and Carol is covering up for her.
I agree with you. I agree.
I think that Lizzie was the one that was feeding the rats through the fence because she named a walker. Gave him a little name and, was referring to him by the name on his name tag.
Yep.
I think that Lizzie was the one that dissected the rat and displayed it on the piece of wood that Tyrese found and said, whoever did this was the one that killed, I mean, that's something that you do in 7th grade when you're in science dissecting a frog. It was exactly 100% that way.
Right.
And I think that, Lizzie playing in Glenn's blood when he was going through his fit. I think that maybe Carol dragged them out and burned them to cover up. But I don't think that Carol killed them.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
We know who killed them.
The bunny knows.
We know. So the two people that died that Tyrese ran to save, unfortunately did not make it. But the father, it looked like a father and son. The father kind of directs them up the railroad to a place called Terminus.
Terminus. And I actually messaged Lisa while the episode was going on because I said, before someone says it on The Talking Dead, I want there to be some type of documentation that I know that it was actually the original name of Atlanta, Georgia, which is where the whole show started in the first place. Yep. Terminus was the original name of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. That
she said it first. She did say it first because somebody said, the comedian said it on The Talking Dead.
Yeah. Jim Gaffigan said it, and
Yeah.
I love him. He was really a really fun fun.
He was a good guest.
But I said it before you, Jim Gaffigan.
She did. And then when they actually show the map of Terminus, it says those who arrive survive. So we're kind of wondering what this holds. But I want to know where Carol has been this whole time. I wonder if they're going to go back and show that. Like, where has she been since Rick left her? Like, was she in a house just living like how Rick and Carl are, or was she somewhere else? Was she at Terminus? Is she leading them to Terminus?
Oh,
you know,
that's a good thought.
She didn't have anything with her. She had a backpack. So, you know,
I know that she said to Tyrese that she had a car, was just a ploy to kind of, throw him off the track, because Tyrese doesn't even know yet that Carol was,
right.
Carol was supposedly the one, to doing his girlfriend.
But Carol also said, he said, I didn't see you make it out. And she said, I wasn't back yet, but I saw. Like, she said she saw what happened. So was she going to the prison? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't think that she was. I kind of that she was hanging her head low, knowing that if she were to go back, she probably, I don't know, Tyrese would have done something
right.
to her, or would have gone crazy on her, because she saw how crazy Tyrese went, just after they died, having no idea who did it.
So I'm interested to see where they go and if they show you where she's been or not, because I'm really interested. I want to know where she has been. I miss her.
I know.
And the bunny missed her too.
Oh, the bunny.
Yeah.
Little bunny.
So I guess they left them walking up. They started walking up the railroad to this place. I mean, that's where they left them, right? So it's Carol, Tyrese, Libby, and Judith,
Lizzie.
and yeah. So we'll see how far they get.
A couple of the things that me and my husband talked about last night was one, why didn't they take that one guy's gun?
Exactly.
And two, why didn't they put him out of his misery? Like, wouldn't,
That's what I said.
I would have asked, like, do you want us to put you down? Like, what,
I was like, they just left him there. Like, I know. Yeah, I agree with you.
I would have done something like that.
So now we're on to Maggie, Glenn, Maggie, Sasha, and what's the guy's name?
My husband calls him Alcoholic Bob.
What's his name, though?
I don't know. He's the medic. Is that terrible?
So Maggie, the medic, and Sasha is who we're with now. And
Alcoholic Bob, I guess.
it looks like they're on a little area near water, and Sasha wants to put up a camp, but Maggie is determined. She wants to find Glenn, which I don't blame her. I'd probably want to do the same thing. So they approach the bus, and my heart sank because they didn't show you what happened to Glenn. Honestly, I didn't know if Glenn got on the bus. I didn't remember that he got off the bus to help. So,
well, you know what I thought when they were showing they were showing sneak peeks last week, when they were showing the sneak peeks, I thought that Glenn was on top of the bus.
That's what they made it look like.
Yes. And I said to myself, all the action that's going on down below them, Maggie and Sasha and the medic are just right there below him. If he could only scream out to them and he would be saved. I thought for sure he was on top of that bus, but he wasn't.
No. So I really liked their approach in letting all the walkers out one by one. That was a good idea, I feel like. Right.
Yeah. I think that, that Maggie could definitely handle that.
I thought it was so funny. Every time they opened that door, they're all like, "Ah!" They fell onto the ground because it was a good, I would say, 3 or 4 foot drop from the door they were opening. So it was just funny to see the door open and them just fall to the ground.
Go home, Zombie. You're drunk.
But my husband made a good point. He said, why didn't they just walk up to the windows and stab them in the head at the windows?
They're making a lot of decisions this season that kind of puzzle me, because these were all things that they were doing in the prison. Like, you could have just like you said, stab them through the window,
right.
Like they were doing with the fence. And it's another thing that we touched on last week with the solar light.
Right.
These are all things that I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think that they should have forgotten about. that stuff.
Right. But then Maggie gets on the bus, and there's one man left on the ground, and from the back of him, he looked like Glenn. So I was like, is it Glenn? Is it Glenn? And she kicks him up, and she's just crying, and then she starts laughing. So I'm like, was it Glenn? What's she laughing at? Like, is she happy that it wasn't him?
Yeah, she was so happy that it wasn't. Yeah, because down there when he was down and he had those few walkers on top of him, I thought to myself, well, I know it's not Glenn because I saw the season. I saw the sneak previews,
right.
But she was just so happy that it wasn't him.
So Glenn was not on the bus.
And wasn't on the bus. Where's Glenn?
But he was at the prison, which I did not remember because I didn't watch the mid-season finale over again.
Well, I watched it a couple of times, and for some reason, like, I didn't even remember that he was at the prison. Like, that's one of the things that I love about this show is that there are things that happen that I say to myself after they've happened, why didn't I pick up on that? How did I not, how do I not remember that? They have such a way of distracting you that, I completely forgot that he was back at the prison. My husband said he remembers.
Yeah, no, I didn't remember. So he wakes up on this cliff that looks like it was bombed, and the way they made it look like he was going to try and jump, right? Because they kind of pan over to see where it ends, where it continues. And I'm like, what? He's not going to do that.
No. Not Glenn.
So I thought it was really, he went back to his cell, he got Maggie's picture, he filled his bag. It was awesome. Take everything. Take it all.
Yeah, I thought it was sweet that he got Herschel's watch because at that point he didn't even know that
Oh
Herschel
my
was
gosh.
gone yet.
Oh my gosh, that was sad. That was really sad. I thought it was awesome that he had that gear under his bed. I forgot that they had that gear.
I know. That was like when they first got to the prison and they were cleaning it out. They all found that riot gear.
Yeah. So he puts it on, and when he's leaving the prison, he just like pile drives through this mound of walkers. And I actually wrote in my notes, I almost pooped because it made me so nervous. I'm like, this kid is so tiny. How is he making it through all these walkers with all this heavy gear on?
He's fast, and he's just coming off of being really, really sick, too. It's funny what determination does to you. You know what I mean? Like, they talk about adrenaline, and,
Yep, I agree.
I thought that it was fantastic, and I thought it was fantastic when he found Tara just kind of by herself, all walled into that little,
At first, I didn't know who it was. I'm like, who is that? They're alive. Who is it? And then when I saw, Wait, go back a little bit. When he was taking stuff from his cell, he looked at the bottle of booze on the floor, and what did I think? I thought he's taking it for the medic.
Oh, is that what you thought?
That's what I thought.
I'm going to be putting a reaction video on my own channel after this video goes up. I said to my husband, I'm like, he should take that to make a Molotov cocktail. And when he actually threw the Molotov cocktail, I'm like, I'm so smart. I'm great at this show.
That was funny. That was good.
But an interesting fact about Tara, the actress that plays Tara is actually the half-sister of Hyde from that 70s show.
Oh, nice.
There's a bit of useless trivia for
News you
all.
could use. Yes. But I'm happy that he, told her, I need your help. I'm happy that he has somebody with him and he's not by himself. I think we could trust her. I think she feels really bad about what happened.
Yeah, I think she bit off more than she can, she could chew when she saw. She was the first person when the governor said, "Hey, there's a prison. These people are bad. We have to go and take it back by whatever means necessary." She was the first person that said, "I'm in."
Right. Well, because she was the badass. She was her front was she was a badass. And then when it came down to it, she was a wuss. Like, not a wuss, but she was scared. She didn't want to put up or shut up, So, I don't know. I think we might we might end up liking her if they don't kill her off too soon. So.
I think I might like her. I'd like to see if they find her sister.
Yeah.
The people that we have that are now accounted for. We have Glenn and Tara, Tyrese, Judith, Mika, Lizzie, Carol, Maggie, Sasha, and the medic.
Right.
Daryl and Beth.
Right.
That's everybody that we touched on this episode. So the only person to my knowledge that we can't find is Tara's sister.
Yeah.
And so we know that a lot of the people, there were people on the bus from the prison. So we know that all of the rest of the people from the prison are gone.
Right.
There were 2 children that are not accounted for, but I'm just assuming that they're dead.
Right.
From the prison.
When Glenn asks Tara, or no, Tara's saying, I'm so, he said that there was bad people and that old man was so nice and then he killed him. And Glenn was like, who? Who did he kill? Was his name Herschel? And I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible.
I started crying all over again. It was so sad. And when Glenn told her, Herschel was a great man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just,
Yep.
it killed me. It killed me. And I love when he said, when she said, well, who's Maggie? He goes, she's my wife.
Yes, I love it. I loved it.
I'm just like, that's right, she's your wife. You find her, Glenn.
Yeah, you find her. You
Find her.
You find
the
her.
Velveteen Rabbit.
And then I liked how Glenn said, Herschel always said, all you have to do is believe, and that was just he took a lot of Herschel with him. So I think he learned a lot from Herschel.
He did. I mean, he sat him down. It was so old school. Like, Herschel gave him his permission to court his daughter, and gifted him this watch that was given to him by his wife, and it was just so, like, not something that anybody this day and age is used to, especially when you're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Like,
right.
Something like that could actually still happen.
But Tara, obviously, I wasn't sure if she could defend herself or not, man, but she did a pretty good job.
Yeah. When she was hitting him down, I looked at Rob and I'm like, oh, well, she really can. She is capable, because when all hell broke loose at the prison, she was shell-shocked on the side of the van, like, they just chopped off a man's head with
right.
swords.
Right.
What did you think was going to happen?
Exactly.
And she held it together. She held her own.
And it really caught me off guard. I was totally not expecting the very end. She stood up when she was done, and she's like looking at the camera saying, yeah, did you enjoy the show, a-hole? And I'm like, who's she talking to? And then all of a sudden you see this army truck and the 3 people. So I was like, oh boy, are these people going to be nice? Are they going to be jerks?
I can't wait to see what next week brings with these 3.
Yeah, I don't know about these people. Abe Ford, Sergeant Abe Ford. But the foreshadowing is that this is gonna be the new the next group that they run into, I'm guessing. So I'm interested to see if it's run like Woodbury or if it's a nicer place to be.
So we have a new little segment that we decided that we were gonna do, and it's called the WTF moment of the week, and it's just that one moment that makes you go, what the?
And it happens more than once too every week, but we're gonna pick our favorite WTF moment and show you. We're gonna show you that WTF moment right now.
What the?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's something wrong with this girl. There's something wrong with this girl. Something wrong with her. There is something wrong with this kid. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Why are they just standing there?
She's scared.
Oh. That's a lot of blood. Oh, that was a... So another thing that we're going to do every week, because I think it's kind of fun to point out your favorite kill of the week, is tell you about our favorite kill of the week and then show you our reaction to our favorite kill of the week. So, did you do a kill of the week video?
I did do a kill of the week video.
Okay, so go ahead.
My favorite kill of the week was when Daryl and Beth came upon the walkers. It was the third walker that Daryl put down because it was so close up and the walker was just so busy and he was into his food. And Daryl pulled up his head and the zombie's face was almost like, huh? Who's interrupting my dinner? And then he just gets him in the side of the head with an arrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
So my kill of the week, I was really, really torn because at first, when I saw Tyrese kill that one zombie with the hammer, he took like 3 chunks out of that guy's head and the guy was gone. And it was really cool looking the way they did it. But then Maggie bashed that zombie's head into the bus like 5 or 6 or 10 times. And I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
That was pretty awesome.
So that was my kill of the week. So I'll show you my reaction right now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. It's kind of crazy. Maggie beat some ass, man. It was cool.
Maggie's awesome.
And actually, I mean, here's a bonus kill of the week. A bonus kill of the week I would have to say is Tara because she really beat down that zombie with the gun.
No, she did. She really did.
And she saved Glenn in a sense because Glenn was, I don't know if he got hit the wrong way or if he was winded, but she ran over and saved him. So she's kind of proved herself to Glenn, I think, already, just in that short amount of time.
Yeah, I think she had to.
Yeah.
I think she had to, and for my vote for the most senseless kill of the week was those little tiny rabbits.
They're just little bunnies, that's all.
Little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest.
They didn't hurt anybody.
Not no more.
No, not no more.
I think, I just, first of all, thank everybody that's left comments on YouTube channel and just wanted to, say thank you to everybody that's subscribed so far and tell your friends about us.
Yes.
And
thanks for, I like reading everybody else's input on what they thought of the episode. So do that down below. Put your insight. Give us some insight on what you thought down there.
So Sarah Camero 187 left a comment on our first episode. She said that her favorite part of last week's episode was when Carl tried to break down the door and fell. LOL. Oh man, that was great. It was like access denied. And I thought that was such a great, such a great thing to say because he was all, rough and tough throughout the whole episode. Yeah. It was kind of like a really good slap of reality in his face. So,
Smackdown. Yeah.
Great comment. I thought that was great, and it's something that neither you or I even touched on last week.
It was funny. I forgot about that, but that was I like reading the comments and what people thought of the show, so I love the insight. And we also have a Facebook page that we will link in the description bar below and Instagram too. So follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook. You can get daily updates because we're so obsessed. We post pictures and thoughts and anything Walking Dead related we will post there. So that was our episode this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We did. It's fun. I think it's fun to go back and talk about what happened and just go into more detail with it and see what other people think.
I think I'm just having so much fun doing this, and I can't wait till next week. I cannot wait till next week. If it's half as good as what this past episode was, I'll be very happy.
Yep. I think it's going to be good. The preview looks pretty good.
The preview looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing, because usually midweek AMC will throw out another kind of sneak peek into The Walking Dead. So I'm constantly checking their page to see if there's any new, Easter eggs or pictures or anything.
I always like watching the little preview on The Talking Dead too. Like this week was Michonne walking into a room and then she's just about to open the door. I'm like, who's in the room? Who's in that room? So that's it, guys. Hope you liked it. Leave any comments below and, check out our Facebook and Instagram if you want more of Walking Dead. If you're obsessed like we are.
I guess we'll see you guys next week for episode 11.
Let us know in the comments, how do you like the reaction video content within the video? Do you like that? Is it something you want to see every week, or is it something that you could do without? I think it's kind of fun just to see our reactions. I think it kind of adds that little element to how we react differently. Because
I'm so embarrassed, Lisa.
No, it's funny. It's good. It's real. So
it's honest.
So until next week, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jessica.
And we are
Two Dead Girls.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're really white though right now. You kind of do look like Powder from that movie. No, I'm just kidding. Look at your face.